Test 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2 1 2. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Rahab from WBHQ.com. Welcome to Power Hour. Hope y'all having a fantastic day. If you would do me a favor, go ahead in the chat box and type the number 1 for yes, 2 for no. And if you type no, I'll probably reach through the camera and slap you. If you can and cannot hear me, but let me know. Nothing worse than talking to myself for the next hour or so. I do appreciate it. As we go through here today, keep in mind that everything we do is for educational purposes only. Nothing is meant to be advice and or recommendations. All right. Let me go ahead and check that chat box there. 111111111. Oh, there we go. Hey, Jim. Afternoon, John. Afternoon to you as well. Thank you, David. Kevin, how you doing, sir? Nice job, Brenda. Morning, Robert K. Jeff, how are you? Hey, Rick C. How you doing? It's a great day. Good morning. Yep, I forget sometimes it's morning, night, afternoon, depending on where you're at. What's going on there, Sean? What? Just take a look at the chat. All right, fantastic. So we got a couple things happening here. Just reach out to admin. I got Patterns in a Flash coming up on November 3rd. That's where Tony teaches his students that are in his Patterns in a Flash. He does a bonus session twice a month, 2 times. Trading You coming up on the 10th. We got a couple other things later in the month. Mastering the Trade is an important one to keep on your docket, guys. That is for those of you that are in power option plays. You already will be registered automatically. You don't have to do anything. Don't think about it. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200. Nothing. You'll get an email that says, ooh, you're registered for that class tomorrow. Right, you got Power Hour here today, of course. Coach's Trading Playbook comes up on Friday. And a brand new training that Brandon's put on. He's got 4 sessions he's going to do. Here's the first 2. November 2nd, which is, tomorrow. He's got a 12 p.m. and an 8 p.m. It's called Crush Your Trading in 2 hours. He's going to walk you through some steps of the things you can do. Very hands-off, very laid back. Very high probability setups of things that he does. Some of you may know some things like Rubber Ducky, right? And some of the things that he does in there to crush the market in just 2 hours at a time, folks. That's it. You're talking about just a few hours a week is all you invest in the market, period. And you don't even have to be there for this to happen. You're going to know what's going on when Brandon explains it to you tomorrow. So make sure you register for that. I'm sitting at home yesterday and we sent out some emails, I guess, on it. And all of a sudden, my inbox is flooded with 800 or 900 people that registered for that training for the two of them, between 2 of them, on the first email sequence we sent out. Keep in mind, we only have 1,000 seats in our rooms, so you want to make sure you get there early, right? Register early, get there early before we shut it down. Once we hit 1.5 times the amount of room space we have, we pretty much shut the room out for registration at that point. So make sure you are there. Right, you got Power Option Plays, Covered Call Explorer, E-Mini Think Tank are all on their regular schedule this week. Tomorrow night is the Mastermind group for those of you that are there as well. Right, here is our followers page. Please and thank you is all I could say. Please, if you are not subscribed to the channels, make sure that you do. You're going to find different programs, different things that we do on the various social platforms. Right, and also if you are subscribed to any of these, thank you very much for doing so. We do appreciate it very much. And we did the YouTube, right? If you think about it, between the morning shows that we do, which is every day of the week, 9 o'clock in the morning, 9 a.m. to 9:20, we do a show every morning. We do Power Hour and we do Coach's Playbook. That's 7 live broadcasts a week that we're doing. There are companies out there with 20 speakers in them that are teaching stock market education and are not doing anywhere near that amount, right? We're a small group, but we are committed and dedicated to you to help you guys get ahead, all right? And to learn better how to do this. There's the Crush Your Trading in 2 hours. There's Brandon with his patented bow tie there. Looks great, right? But make sure you get there, guys. Seats are filling up quick. Oh, not yet. Don't want to share that with you yet. All right, tell me about your trades. What have you been doing? So, Helen, you can go over. Sean, do we have this up on the members area yet? The Crush Your Trading? Sean's going to look at it for me now, Helen. Give him a minute, and I'll let you know. Actually, there you go. Amy dropped the link in for you, so you can grab it right there. But All right, let's see. Jim said, if it makes a difference. I appreciate it, Jim. Thank you. You see Jim's comment there, Sean?
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Stock in Amazon. Let me know what you think. Yeah, we'll take a look at that, Roman. No problem. Karen said, put on the SPY first thing this morning. $550 gain on SPY for Trader Will. Good job, Will. Excellent. Karen, you still in the trade on SPY? Brenda blew it out of the water yet again on the Qs. Small amount of trades listed in here today. Let me see who we got in here with us right now. All right, so we don't have Scalper Ed with us today. Did you get, let's see, Amos, you in here today? Nope. Alan, did you take anything from the YouTube show this morning? Or Paula? John said, cash flow strategies over $1,000 on Iron Condor Rut, December 10th expiration. Naked puts, CLF Wheel of Fortune on SPCE and TXN. Here we go, baby. Down with the hammer. Good job, John. Over $1,000 on that Iron Condor. I love it. I did Iron Condors today on December. They didn't have one for 24th. It might have been the week before. I don't remember which week it was, but I couldn't get one where I wanted it, so I had no choice. I did a different week. I think I did it a week earlier. Got filled on both sides. The put side, I seem to get filled immediately. They just seem to fill me all the time on puts. Calls, it's a bouncing game back and forth. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe, maybe not. It's always a game with them on it, it seems. Paula, good. Paula said she entered BB, buying calls. Alan said, just subscribe to Pop. My head is swimming. I understand, Alan. So when you come to the Mastering the Trade, write that down. That's the one that's coming up. Where is that coming up? That's coming up on November 22nd. That'll give you a great amount of time to compile some questions and come loaded for bear. Bring your questions. I may point you back to some trainings, but bring your questions with you, and I'll be able to answer those there, which will really be a huge jumpstart for you in the education. All right. Let's see what else. Thank you, Jim. Daniel, good afternoon. Missed gap fills on SPY this morning. Waiting out for good entry. Okay. Good, Alan. Got it on your calendar. Excellent. Live questions are great. Yep. Alan said secret sauce was a big help. Absolutely. And if you've got the master class, I don't know if Amelia talked to you about that. That was a full day of training. So Trader Will said, love mastering the trade. Yeah, it's a great training. Well, we do well there. Guys, it starts at 8 p.m. and it doesn't have an end time. If we finish at 9:15, we're done at 9:15. If we go to 10:30, we go to 10:30, right? We take as long as we need to take to answer those questions there. That's what it's all about. Brenda said, loving the celery juice, Rob. Thanks for that. Yeah, me too. It is a staple in our household. The people at the local supermarket by us, they laugh every time I come to the counter because I've got 8 or 10 heads of celery. We go through 2 to 3 heads a day of celery. I just wish I could do something with the pulp. I can't put it all in my garden. I'd have way too much sodium if I did that. But all right. So let's see what we've got here, guys. So many of you know who Amelia is. Amelia is our head coach. She's our head trader. And she has her own program that she puts out called Trade Watch Alerts. And in that program, she identifies trade setups, sends them out through a text message. What she sent to us here today are 2 trades, right, that she did today. And you can see the notations down at the bottom of the screen where this was done in TOS. They're non-funded, of course, but they're done in TOS. And she does them all the time. So here we did the Qs. So at 9:52 today, so a single order was the buy, right, the bottom one, which is in green, plus 13. Amelia is a big believer in fibs. Everything we do. I mean, we've priced classes that when we charged 61 cents for a class one time for a 2-hour online training. That 61 is a fib number, which is where it came from. So Amelia's doing 13 contracts of the SPYs and Qs trades that she's developed. And what she came up with there was on the 384 calls, she bought them at $1.94. She sold them 5 minutes later for $2.07. So what are we talking about? 6.7% rate of return in 5 minutes. Did she crush it? No, she didn't. Did she make some money on it? Yep, it's better than the alternative, right? It's better than the alternative on it. She bought calls. The market fell apart. She still did okay on it, didn't she? So from 94 to 07 is 6 and 7. She made 13 cents. Go figure. 10 contracts, $130. Another 3 contracts is 39 more. So $169. Yeah, my eyes are rolling in my head so I can see what I'm thinking, right? 160 some odd dollars. So overall, good job, right? Then Amelia did a debit spread. So it's a vertical spread. She's doing 3 contracts on these now. We proved out for over 2 years, Amelia was restricted to 1 contract. That's all she wanted to do. She's like, nope, I will show you that you can do this with just 1 contract. And we did. And then what happened? After a while, we had people saying, but I can't make enough with 1 contract. So we said, all right, we've proven you can do this with 1 contract. Where Amelia was generating over the course of a month, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $8,000 in the course of a month on just 1 contract. Now we've moved that number to 3. And it was Amelia's decision. She wanted to boost that up to say, okay, those of you that are saying, well, 1 is just not enough. I understand. If you make $8, it's just not enough, right? So we boosted that up. Let's see how we did on the debit spread. So this is Mickey D's 245, 247 half call spread. She had a debit of $1.18. So I want you to understand what's going on here. 245, 247 and a half. You got $2.50 difference. That's the maximum risk in the trade. She paid $1.18 for it. So that $1.18 is what she debit. They took from her account, right? That $1.18. Now, when she went back and exited out of the position, which that was at 9:34 this morning, at 9:43, 9 minutes later, at 9:43, she got out of the trade and she sold the position for a limit of $1.70. So they paid her $1.70. If she paid $1.20, just to make it very easy math, and she sold it for $1.70, she made 50 cents. Times 3 contracts, $150. But I'm going to just kind of slip down the sides of this a little bit for a second. If you're a newer trader and you're doing 1 contract and you only made $50, how upset are you today in 9 minutes if you only made $50 on $118? Because that's what you needed to have to do it. It's $118, right? How upset are you? Not too much, right? Not too much. That's her max risk in that trade is $1.18. That was her debit. There you go. Brenda said I did the 385 calls. Okay. Nice. Nice. Oh, you're talking Q's though, Brenda. Well, you shouldn't be paying that much in commissions. Yeah, Paula, you may be needing a different broker. Who are you using, Paula, for commission for your broker? Who's the firm? And you're right, $22 in commission would be crazy. Is that a Canadian company, Paula? Yes. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Here, I will give you guys a hint. Those of you that are in Canada, let me see if he's in here today. I want to give credit what credit's due. He's not. Okay. Those of you that are in Canada, one of our students, his name is Ravi, R-A-V-I. Great guy. He's in our mastermind group. He's also in our inner circle. He's amazing. Good trader. He does tons of trades every single month. We did the last inner circle we did, which is all done on a webinar, on a meeting, not a webinar, so everybody's on camera. And we were talking, he's in Canada, and he said that Interactive Brokers is phenomenal for brokerage service. He likes them so much better than all the others. So I don't know what the commissions are there in Canada, Paula, but you may want to check into those guys. Any of you that are in Canada, Ravi said that's who he's using. Believe me, Ravi has done his work to figure it out. Yeah. You're welcome, Paula. Daniel said 44%. That's awesome. Yeah, 44% in 9 minutes, Daniel. How bad can it be? 44%. See, that's the other side of the coin. It's not $50 on one contract. It's 44% on one contract. If you made 44% on your money every day, I'll promise you what, you do this with one contract and you get really good at it. It takes you 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, whatever it is. You'll do a second contract and then a fourth and then a 10th and then a 20th, and you'll be doing bigger numbers. And now you're doing 20 contracts of this trade and you didn't make $50. You made $1,000 in the same 9 minutes. Right? And you needed $2,040, $2,400, whatever it is, to do the trades. Right? Great job. Great job. Good job, Amelia. Fantastic. Trader Will said, Ravi trades a ton. I would listen to him. Exactly. Me too. I agree. He's a good guy. All right. Halloween trading can be scary. So you got all of this fear around Halloween, but it's not Halloween that causes it. Right. And what's happening is you get a lot of turmoil in some stocks around that Halloween time. And the reason for it is it's called window dressing. You've got companies out there, mutual funds, that own, all of these stocks, and they pretty much tell you the top 5 in their mutual fund, right? Which are Apple and, some of the big guys like that. Well, what they do then is, as they're getting ready to prepare the annual report, they go ahead and they start selling off some of these off-name companies that might be huge for them, because in the report, they don't want you to see Billy Bob Joe's screen door repair and bubblegum manufacturer, right? Has nothing to do with, they made the most money from them and they crushed it. They bought them at 42 cents. They're trading at $600 right now. They're selling them off because of window dressing. That's not who you want to see when you look at your annual report. Right? So that's where some of that turmoil around this time of the year, and it's October is when it's got to be done, but that's when that turmoil starts to take place. Right? Keep in mind where we're headed now. And this is important. You're in Halloween. We're back. Everybody's back from school now, right? The Northeast, we're all back in school. My wife's a teacher. My daughter's a teacher. They're both back to their thing right now, right? So everybody's back to their normal job. The markets have gotten steady again now. It's not summertime, vacation time. Lighter trading volumes, they don't exist right now. But you are going to start to see things like holidays. You've got Thanksgiving coming up just 3 or 4 weeks away, very close from there. From there, you've got the holiday season for Christmas and Hanukkah and all the others that are in there, right? You're going to see some changes around volume in there also. So you've got to remember, this time of the year can be iffy. What I mean by that is you can get some whips back and forth on things because of lighter volume and so forth. So it's just a matter of, can Halloween trading be scary? It's holiday trading, if you're not cautious about it, that can be. So just a little FYI when it comes to that. And remember, no matter who you're trading, you've got news coming out on it. If you go look at Moderna skyrocketed not long ago. Why? Because the vaccine is approved for younger kids now, right? And what came out today? Moderna came crashing down in pre-market. I did not look at it in the post-market trading, but it came crashing down. Why? Well, there's some heart issues potentially with the younger kids from the Moderna virus vaccine. So they're halting that one for the kids right now, right? So good, bad, and indifferent. So what happens? Moderna shoots up, Moderna shoots down. It's newsy type stuff. Holidays are the same type of things. You can get that whipsaw taking place inside of a position. It's just something to err on the side of caution and to get a good understanding of how holidays work. We've got some articles that we've done, I believe, on the blog. And I think didn't we do something, Sean, on Santa Claus rallies on YouTube? Right? So on our channel, so maybe Sean, link that down below. If you would, we'll put a link to that somewhere on the screen. I don't know, wherever Sean puts it. We'll put a link to that you can go watch that. So come back and check the replay of this one. It'll be down there, or just go search the YouTube channel for that. You'll find it. Moderna is down 5%. Hey, say hey. How you doing? Loving Gumby's addition to the shelf. Oh, I didn't realize Sean put it up there. Pretty cool, huh? Right? I actually sent one to everybody on our team. Gumby is flexible and those types of things, right? And that's what we all need to be for you. But we also need to be that as traders, right? So everybody has one of those on their desk in their offices. So excellent. All right. Earnings season as well. That's a good point, Jim. Earnings season doesn't bode well for some. They don't know how to trade it properly. So there you go. We dropped that link in there for YouTube. So go ahead and check that out. And that is the Santa Claus rally that tends to take place. All right. So let me go ahead and get rid of this. I don't really need to see that any longer. Perfect. Let's go over and take a look-see at the market. So who's leading the pack? Who else? Tesla. Elon, we're not giving you incentives because you're not a union shop. We don't care. We're going to skyrocket anyway, with or without you. Doesn't matter if the government wants to help us. And that's exactly what's happening here. I mean, look at them. It's insane, the movements on it. Sean and I were just talking about this. Let's see, TSLA. We were just talking about this before we started the show. I mean, I went through this in power option plays yesterday when I did the update. And, I mean, we got to work off of old fibs back here because we got nothing and there's nowhere to draw. You can't draw anything off of this. From where? And even when we do draw, where's our bottom going to be? Here? Well, that's okay, right? Down here? That's okay. That's better, but I'm not going to draw from 650 up to 1200 or whatever it is. The move is massive. And it's not like we get these huge days. We've got a fibit of 74. 7.4. Whoa. Oh, okay. Well, then they split 5 for 1 before and almost back to where they were. Yeah, well, they're a small enough company, float-wise, that works. But if, let's see, function. Okay. So there it is, right? 5 for 1, August 31st. Watch. If you hit on Omega charts, if you hit the letter U for unsplit, it will do just that. Right? Look at that. That's where they were before they split. Hit the letter U, it puts it back again. Right? And then let's get out of that zoom because that's just too much. So I don't know. I don't know where we're going to run out of steam, but we haven't shown anything yet. Everything right now, intraday, is just that. It is a matter of identifying pivots, key levels, and looking for trade setups to come off of there. There's nothing else you could do. Right? That's it. Even trying to use things like ABCs on here, which is a fib tool, I got nothing. I got nothing. There's no way for me to even draw some of those fibs series on there, which is why we're working off of these old fibs right here. So we've got a 1202.64 right here. Right. So actually, let's do this. Not what I wanted to do. 1202.64. All right. So that's where a recent fib is. I also, I thought I had it on here, but I guess not. But I wanted to put a fibit in here. So 1141. $11.40.93. 1140.93. All right. So look where it opened today. It opened right at the previous fib line, pulled back, came down below, and bounced. So let's see what happened at 1140.93 today and determine, was there a place for a trade to be taken? $11.40.93. So we broke through, we pushed back up. We broke through, came back up. And that was a push. You have to be looking at a 1 minute. Still, time-wise, it's good. It's before 11:30, so I'm okay. But right from that level, guys, you run from 11:41 to 11:67. You've run to 11:71. So it's had a 30-point move to the upside. So nice. Say Hey said, looks like the angle of the mountain on Rock Climber on Price is Right. Here you go, Say Hey. Yeah, I agree with the discrimination part, Robert, of discriminating against companies like Tesla that are not, because they're not union. I think that's wrong. Union doesn't make you a better company. You don't deserve to get a government incentive because of you not being union. That's crazy to me. Yeah, depending on who you listen to today, 42 to 46% approval rating right now. So can you pull it out? Don't know. Not sure. Amos, how you doing? My long-term Tesla position from 2.5 weeks ago is up 600% so far. Nice job. Nice job, Amos. Will said he paper traded Tesla today off the pivot and is still in. Very good. Yeah, I'd love to hear more about it, Amos. That's great. You're right, David. You're right. Yeah, a lot of kudos for you there, Amos. Not sure, Alan. Give me a few minutes. We'll look at candidates in a moment, and then as far as analyzing them, so Tesla liking it a lot, right? Then you've got Booking, tougher company to trade for many. Chipotle, $27. Oops. Look at that move. Yowza. Okay. So first, let's go look at Chipotle here. Definitely had it. Well, it was a bearish bias. If it closed where it is right now, it'd be a bearish neutral. Not excited about it. I would much rather trade the downside to it. But moving average. I got the 100-point level in between. Not really my cup of tea. Right. Roku was another one today. Looky there. Woo! HB means hard buy, Brenda. They're just letting you know it's tougher to get your hands on the position. Right? Great move down. We had that nice little bounce up. Okay? So, but we're running into that same resistance level. In other words, if you didn't get this on Friday to take advantage of it on Roku, it ran right back up. Let's see if it can close in that 319 half level and fail with that 300 as our target. What's that? Yeah, it has earnings. Yep. But I'll day trade it. As long as the earnings aren't out, I'm good. So Amos said, no skill from me. I just happen to be in the right place at the right time. I disagree with that, Amos. I know you. I know you as a person, as a man, as a trader, and your skill is what helped you to pick this position out. Period. Is everything we do to some extent luck? Yeah, but luck favors who, right? If you've got that instinct of what to trade, how to trade with an understanding and the skill behind it, you're picking out the right companies, right? So I don't look at it as pure luck. Going to Atlantic City or to Vegas and dropping a couple of bucks in a slot machine and pulling that one-arm bandit, they don't do that anymore, right? You just press a button. Everybody's too lazy to do this now. You press a button and you hit. Yeah, okay. Is there a way of looking at this? My mom is notorious for this. She'll watch someone on a slot machine, and all of them. She watches every machine around her, and then she just bolts to the first person that gets up, and she throws a couple of quarters in there, and then if it didn't hit, she runs off to the next machine, right? And she just does it over and over and over again, right? So is there some guessing in yeah, there is, but that's pure luck, right? Enough right place, right time. House is always favored to win in Vegas anyway. Here, we've got an opportunity if we know how to recognize it. Now, I did not card counting, but counting in such a way when I was a kid that my grandmother worked at the carnival for our church, and they had over-under table. You know, it had over and under 7, I think it was. I don't remember. But I would stand there and count, and if it was under, I would bet on over. You're talking about a kid that was 11 years old. I bet on over. Bet on under if it hit on the over a couple of times in a row. And there was I don't remember if 7 was the number, but there was a bus number in there too. So, but it was that was my introduction to money making, was right there. You're welcome, Amos. Thank you as my mentor. Thank you. Yeah, no. All you slots are digitally timed. Yeah, for when people leave. Trader Will said, I've always come out ahead doing that in Vegas. See? There you go. Excellent. All right. So give me the candidates, folks. What do you want to look at? Drop them in. Right? I will get through as many of them as I can before we're done here today. Where are we? A little bit lighter group today, so we should be okay. Yeah. Robert K. Rob the enforcer. If they didn't pay up, they went under. Yeah, I've worked in places that had guys like that went and looked for people that didn't pay. So there was a loan shark in one company I worked for. Very wimpy guy, but his daddy owned the place. But he was a very wimpy guy. People just wouldn't pay him. It got to a point where one of the maintenance guys told people, don't pay him. I'm going to come to collect, and you'll pay me, and I'll give you a little bit back for it. Because the loan shark was paying him 20% on whatever he collected. So he paid him 20%. They'd give half of it back to the guy. The guy was paying back less than he was borrowing, even with the VIG. So New York, baby. Sounds so nice. They named it twice. All right. Let's see. So Paula said HOG, H-O-G. So let's go look at HOG. So that came up as one of our candidates today, Paula, right? For this morning. That was on our list. Oh, there we go. Nice gap to the upside. From what I remember on this one, Paula, this was because of the tariffs being lifted with Europe on steel and aluminum. That's what has made HOG, which is Harley-Davidson, that's what's made their stock shoot up. So it did run up. It pulled back. I don't remember what strike I said I was looking at, Paula, for it. I don't know if you remember what strike price we were talking about for our spreads, but the news is out. So now the question is it going to sustain or not? If I could have done a spread below that 37-ish level, 36, 37, I would a bull put spread. I'd be very happy about that for sure. All right. So I hope that helps. Amazon. Amazon. All right, we'll let today pop in. Our internet is very slow today. We got it. Okay, it is that. So here, let me bring this in very tight first. Look where we closed. Look where we opened. We pushed up into the 55 and 8 moving average, failed. So we opened up near the 21, the green, 21. And we failed from there with that 33.41-ish as our support level, and we've broken right through. So, Roman, you were asking, oh, that was you. Okay, I didn't see who typed it in. You were asking about it. So let's go look at, here, I'm going to write it down because I'm going to forget. 33.40.81. At home, I know I've got it on my trade station. I just don't know here. All right. We do 33.40.81. All right, right there. So we got the push down, Roman, right? We got that wick through, and then we closed back up. We came down, nothing here, right? Tough. I mean, that maybe, but not me. You're looking at 337 to 341, not for me. Pushed up, came in here. I mean, nothing really awesome, Roman, inside of here. Tough. I mean, it very much would have to have played off of 1 minute chart to help at all determine if there was an entry at that point. So this puts us at 11:35 already, so we're stuck. This is past beyond our time frame there, right? So Did we get high enough on that wick and on this second wick up as it came up and failed? 1 minute gave us a better signal. It's possible, but there's nothing about it that jumped out and said, yes, this is the trade. And you know me, Roman. I mean, if I see it, I'm calling it. I don't care. Someone had asked me the other day, how do you go around and you show these trades and you tell someone this is what we did? And what do you mean? It followed all the rules. Every rule that we teach, every rule that Power Option Plays is about, which is where Amazon comes from for us, every rule that Power Option Plays is about is incorporated into that setup. There's no interpretation in there of, well, and if there is, it's something like this, saying maybe if you go back to the one and start to look at the ones, but normally, and those of you that are in pop know, I call them. There is no caution with that one. If it's caution with that one, then I probably don't want to trade it. We call it a day trade and call it a day, right? So, Roman, there's a lot of messages have come in since this that I'm seeing here. So I don't know if you replied back in there. There you go. If it finally continued dropping during class, yeah, and I see that, how it rolled over. And that was the setup, Roman, right? Because now look where we are. We close at 33.40, 40, basically. $2 away. We stretch up to a high here of 33.40.74, $1.10 away from that high, and we fail, right? That candle would have been the entry right there. It's just timing is off. We don't do day trades after 11:30, between 11:30 and 1:30. We don't do day trades. We don't do any trades, day or swing. So on that candle would have been the ideal entry, assuming ones looked good. You took a little bit of heat here. Guess what? It's lunchtime, right? And then we just kind of rolled over. Are you in on this, Roman? All right, I'll come back to it because let's see. All right, I'm going to keep going. I hope that helped, Roman. Alan's asking for Coinbase, COIN. Yep, so Roman said he got in before lunch. All right, excellent. I'm assuming put, so that's good. Let's go and look at Coin, COIN. All right, that's weird. Where's my fibs? I don't know. All right, so Coinbase, I don't have none of my lines are on here for some reason. Let me try something. Let's go here. Let's go back to it. Don't know why they didn't come through. It's on everything else. All right. So I don't have the 3 lines drawn on here, Alan, for the trade with Rob. So I don't remember where they all were. But Coinbase but I'm pretty sure this gap down. I'm pretty sure this gap down would have violated the stop, Alan, on this big move down. Not gap down, but that big move down violated. But we never got in the trade because we called it here. We were looking for a bounce, and this broke through our stop. And the next day we gapped up and ran. It would be the retest and the bounce. I just have to check what those levels were, Alan. So I don't have an answer for you on that trade with Rob setup. Sorry to say. Oh yeah, no. Well, I'm sorry. I'm not looking at the fib lines. Oh, you're saying I got you. You're telling me where we had it drawn from. The 0 was at 317 and the 1 was at 224.51. Okay, so you know what? Let's draw it then. It's right there, and we're looking at 317.70. So was that 317? All right, so right there. So 0, it was probably this one then that was the failure. That would have been the failure right there. So, yeah, got it. Well, it was right. It was a trade with Rob candidate. Do you have the 3 lines that I had drawn there, or at least the first 2? So in other words, what was my stop and what was my first target? Because I believe this day was where we never got in the trade because I called it here. We closed at the 0 line, close to it, we're looking for the bounce. Well, we got the gap down, right? So we violated through our stop somewhere along here. Stop was at 312. All right, that's good, Will, thank you. Single click, please, sir. 312. I'm going to turn it into a red line. And I do like it as a medium thickness. Right, so there's our stop. Right there is where we came down. We never got into the trade because we called it on this day. This was the first trading day. Target one was 328.5. Let's change this over to 328.5. You guys are going to get a great lesson in zero line breakout right here. 328.5. And our second one was 341. Will, thank you. You're the best, my friend. 341. Okay. So now we need to go back and look at what happened on the 28th. So 10/28. Oh, is it when your nose is itchy, it's money coming to you? Is that what it is? Somebody tell me yes. Just lie to me. Tell me yes. Okay. So we're going to look at 10/28 for 317.37. Yes. Good. Thank you. Oh, so Brenda goes and messed it up. No, it's the right hand. Okay. Thanks, Brenda. I think the nose is a fight, right? Which doesn't surprise me. I seem to fight every day. I'm from New York. All right, let's go look at Coinbase. Boop, boop, bing. We're looking for 28, 27, 28. Okay, so what we want to do here is let's go snappity snap. Let's go put a line in there. Horizontal line. Let's just put it there to make it easier. And we want 317.37. So, just going to make it a black line. Give it some thickness to it just so it kind of stands out. All right, there we go. All right, so this is what we're looking at. We gapped up on the 28th and we ran. We came back and closed right at that 317.37. Okay, so the question is, would we be in this trade? We got down to a low. Let's just identify that. 311.04, 311 even. So we had a low of 311, right? So had we taken that trade, would we have been stopped out on our position? So let's go see. So this day right here, that's 28. That is the 28th, right? The question would be, if we gapped up and played the bounce, would we have been taken out of the trade? And the answer is yes, because we went down to 311 and our stop was 312. But look at what happened in there, folks. All right? If it closed down here and it opened here, what kind of trade was it? A breakout. Do we take breakouts? No. What would have to happen? Zero line breakout says, and I quote, it must close near the zero line. It has to close. Well, it didn't close near here. It opened near the zero line. I had no business personally taking that trade. That's Rob's risk profile. You might differ. You may look at this and say, yes, I'm going to take the breakout. That's okay. As long as you understand the risks and the rewards, I'm cool. For me, I'll wait. And what am I waiting for? The next day for the same thing. Can I get a retest of that 317.37 level and a bounce? Now let's go look at what happens on the day after. Is it hot in here? Huh. Just very excitable over this. Guys, I'm telling you, this trade can literally set you free. This one trade setup. So, boop, 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 boop. All right, what happened? We gapped up and we closed right near it. We took a bounce. There's the entry. Did we get stopped out? Heck no. Our very low there was 316-ish. So was the entry taken? Yes. So on the 29th, we're long Coinbase, right, on the 317.37 bounce. Wrong one. Let's try it again. Okay. Today, today, let's see. I don't think it was yesterday. It's today. Our high 326. Yeah, so we didn't hit our target today. Yesterday, we hit it today. So 328.5 hit today. The second target. Let's try it one more time. Function key this time. Second target is 341. We had a high today of 338.43. Yeah, Trader Will said I chickened out since earnings were closed in a crazy weekend. I hear you, Will. I hear you. I do. All right, so we're out of our first target. So, Alan, this is a long time just to go over one candidate, but I really thought it was important to spend some time and dig into this. And the same thing, folks, here. I'm going to put somewhere on the screen. I can't tell you where. Somewhere on the screen, we'll put a link to the training, not on this Coinbase one, but we'll put a link to how to trade the zero line breakout trade. It's a video that we did. It's a free training that's on YouTube right now. Go check it out. You will not be disappointed. So those of you that are watching us on Zoom, that's what I mean when I say I'll put a link. That's on YouTube is where you'll find that. And this show goes up almost immediately after we're done. As soon as it processes, it's there. Trader Will said, let's see. Well, Alan said this is really helpful. Good, Alan. I'm glad. And Trader Will said, but I'm loving the zero line strategy. Very helpful, right? So that's great. So the entry would have been on the 29th. Correct. Yes. Amos. Wasn't sure who asked it, but got it. Amos. Yep, absolutely was. All right. So I hope that helped on Coinbase. Took a long time on it, so we're going to just jump, Alan, into the next one. Brenda's asking for QQQ. Let's see. All-time highs, closing highs, blah, blah, blah. All right. So, Brenda, exactly what happened today is exactly what we need to happen, right? You need to pull back to the fib line towards that 384.25. We had a low today of 384.42, 20 cents, right? 20 cents away-ish. So it bounced. That was the entry into the trade right there. Guys, this isn't brain surgery. There are so many systems. There was a company that wanted me to work with them, and they had some software that they were using, and they had all these signals that if these 8 things all aligned up and Jupiter was there and you could just get a straight line of Jupiter that's great. We're not trying to make this so complicated that you need all this stuff, right? We're looking for the entry. If I could find a clear and concise entry, I have taken most of the hard part of the job away. As long as you find clear and concise, right? That's the key, is that. And that's everything that I do is all about finding the right entry. When I do power option plays, that's what we talk about. When I do covered call explorer, that's what we talk about. When Brandon does his on E-mini Think Tank, that's what he does. On his Wealth with Spreads, that's what he does. I mean, it's all about finding. When Amelia does it with Trade Watch Alerts, it's all about the entry, right? When I was in manufacturing, people would say, we got to raise our prices to make more money. And I would turn around to my team and said, no, we've got to reduce our costs on the front end to make more money. So how do we go back to our vendors and get lower prices? You use the Walmart method. You bring in 10 vendors, you sit them down and say, how much you want for this hammer? I want $10. Okay, with you sitting there, how much do you want for this hammer? I'll do $9.85. Good. What do you want for this hammer? $9.25. And then they go back. Can you beat the $9 at the No, okay, you're out. Can you do it on the entry, right? You want to get the right entry here to get you the best opportunity in that trade. All right. Hope that helps, Brenda. John's asking for run, Forrest, run. I think you're asking for it. Okay, good. Like, is that a symbol? Let's see. Let's bring it out. Bring it out. Bring it out. Bring it out. Out. All right, so John, first thing I see when I look left is we've got some resistance where it is now. I don't know what's driven this stock up. Who is this? Sunrun. I'm not sure the sector they're in. I have not traded these guys before. Doesn't mean they're not a good stock. I just haven't traded them. All right, so I'd be cautious because of that topping in there. So if we look right around that, call it 58.60 level, if you snap a line in there, right on that, John. And look at that as come back and retest and bounce would be my key on that one, on run. Jim is asking for SPY. All right, so just bring it in. Okay. We don't need Fibbits inside of here. There we go. No, we don't need a Fibbit in here. We got $9, $8.69, 56, 6. No, we don't need Fibbits. So there's nothing in there for us. Who's this, Jim? I think it's Jim. There's nothing in here for us. Come on. Yeah, it's Jim. Okay. So, Jim, I got nothing in there as far as support levels. I'd like to see the pullback to the 456.71 level and a bounce. And that pullback, here's what the biggest key to that would be. That pullback would have the 8 moving average at that level. So for right now, you could trade off pivots. Otherwise, position number 1 in the chair. Yep. Like my mastermind shirt, a little busy, right? That was for our very first mastermind group we ever did. Some of you all have it out there. Some of you that are here have this shirt. Trader Will is asking for you. Unity software. Okay. So we've got a potential Fibonacci 4-step in there right now. Let's just stick to this as well, right? So, Will, you definitely want to look at the Fibonacci 4-step. I'm not going to go into the details behind the trade setup. We go into that in Monster Market Movers. It's a very big setup for us. But give me the bounce off that 148.13. Well, do I need Fibbits in here? 48, it's almost 20 points. Yep, I need a Fibbit. So we need to add an 882 in here. So let's do just that. So look for the close near the 148, the bounce, and the resistance level about 157.75 on resistance. Robert, plug. Robert, didn't you bring this one up last year, earlier this year, and I talked about a friend of mine having bought the stock and want to know if he should hold on to it? And then, just FYI, there are 37 new messages that I haven't even seen that are down below this because I can only get so much on the screen at once. All right, so on plug, does the fib work? The fib still works. Earnings coming up, so obviously we've got to be cautious there. I remember, Robert, you had a really low cost basis on this puppy too. Yeah, I remember. I remember that clearly. All right. So 37 to 45 is 538. Yeah, we need a Fibbit in there, and that barely gets us by. So let's go and add, well, we need both. So let's just put them both in. Let's go add the negative 136 and the 118. So we're right there, Robert. So look for the pullback to the 37.25 and bounce before taking it. Once again, you'll have the 8 moving average there as your confluence. David's asking for Berkshire. BRK. I think it's underscore B here. Yeah, underscore. Okay. Berkshire. I own this in my long-term portfolio. I am a big fan of. Ooh. Sean, do me a favor. Go grab the other glasses in my top drawer, please. These are brand new eyeglasses. I brought them in to get fixed, and they're falling apart again. So they're gonna have to replace them this time. So for long-term portfolio, thank you. For long-term portfolio, Berkshire B. A is a little bit higher price than I like to put into one share. Berkshire B, Spiders, Qs, those are my primaries that I have in my longer-term portfolio. All right. I'd look for the pullback here to the fib line. We just dropped into a bullish neutral bias. So back to that 283 and a bounce, or get me back above the 8 and a bounce. Either way works. It's just a little more aggressive, David, with the 8 not being at moving at a fib line. All right, Henry's asking for big airplane. Boeing. Nope. Let's see. So we pulled back above the moving average today, the 8. I'd love to see the fail back underneath the 8 moving average with a target of 203.80 for our support, Henry. Okay, so now I got to get past a whole bunch of questions. All right, so 100 South had a question from YouTube. As a futures trader, isn't important to keep track of stocks in general besides the indexes, the ETFs. Well, listen, if you're not trading them, it's not really important. But does Apple affect the futures? Apple affects the NASDAQ, which affects the NQ, right? But the difference is what you're trading with that 100 South is you're trading the Globex. So it's how Apple trades not only here in the U.S., but how Apple trades in Europe and Asia and so forth, Australia. There's some of the bigger markets, so Europe, of course, some of the bigger markets that are out there. So keep track of them as if I do a regular routine on them. When I traded strictly futures, which I did for probably close to 2 years, I looked at them. I knew where the Qs and the SPYs were every day, but the individual equities, I didn't really hit them. It wasn't important to me. What I found was I was missing out on a lot of money by not being in some of those stocks because I gave up on the longer term stuff. Yeah, Trader Will said, I want to learn what Brenda is doing. Brenda, you keep this up. We're going to get you to come in here and teach one day. Seems like brain surgery for us noobs. I get it. All right, let's see. All right, so Kevin's asking for WFC. So Wells Fargo. So I have had an account at Wells Fargo. I was not impressed. Could have been branch specific. I was not impressed with the service at this branch. Call on the phone, and you cannot talk on the phone. Make an appointment. You have to make an appointment to go into a desk, and it was a 2-week wait to get an appointment. So I had to come in and figure out where my money's missing out of my account. I need 2 weeks to wait. 2.5 hours later on being on hold, they finally picked up. And I asked them to cut me a check and send me a check for the balance of the account, which they did, minus 4 cents that came in that they didn't know was coming. And now the account is open, and it's a hassle to get someone to pick the phone up again to close out the lousy 4 cents. So from a company, I don't like them. From a standpoint of the stock, so that's my opinion, which means nothing. From the standpoint of the stock, we're at what seems like all-time highs. Nope, we're not. It's not all-time. So we're at recent highs. So I'd be cautious with this recent high in there, but I would not mind seeing a pullback to 51.25 and a bounce, and from there taking the entry off of that right there. Sorry, Brenda. You said I showed the Qs, but I did not show the target. My bad. 84.95. Nope, we need a fibbing in there, Brenda. So we've got to split it manually. So 390 is our target, Brenda. Oh, boy. Arvadis asks, how do you know when you need to redraw the new fib? Yeah, there's a couple of times to it. I can give you real quickly. The biggest one is when you break above and close. I'm going to point at the screen as if you could see it. When you break above and close above the -618, it's time to look for, doesn't mean today, it's time to look for a new place to draw the fib. That's the major one. There are 4 or 5 places, but that's the major time that you need to know when to redraw is from that. Let's see. Jim said SPY getting closer to 618. When do you redraw the fibs? Not until it violates and it gives you one, Jim, right? So if we go to SPY, and that kind of goes back to the question that I just brought out, there's no reason to redraw yet, but violate the -618 and retreat. In other words, give me a V top. Actually, I wouldn't need it to. If we violated the -618 right now, I would draw from that swing low to that swing high. That would probably be enough pullback. Even if it hit, we'd still be good. Right? As long as we got to pull back close to the 236. Maybe not. But we need to close above, and then we need to look for a swing low and a swing high. Plug for a 0 line. Okay, there you go. Yeah, Robert on his plug is up 1,000% as of today. Great job, my friend. Great job. BA is a fib 4-step. Wait, BA. What's the BA we looked at? No, that's not a. No, that's not fib 4 steps on the wrong side. No, well. Yeah, it sounds like we had the same branch. There you go, Howland. You're welcome, Jim. Kevin said, thanks for everything you do to help us learn. Love all your videos. Learn a lot from them from you for years now. Kevin, I only ask for one thing in return. As you watch the videos, write a comment in there. Write a comment. Let me know what you think. Guys, you're in this training. This video is going to pop up in a little while on YouTube. Go back and write a comment in there. Listen, what you're doing is you're helping us in the algorithm with YouTube. You're helping people be able to find us better. You're helping us as a company, which is all we ever ask. We don't come in here and say, buy, right? To get this new product that we're offering. Yeah, I want you to get involved with our tools that we have, of course. But this is all about give back to me. Right now, if I can get you not only excited about the market, but get you learning how to trade the market, I will keep you forever as a student and a customer. If I'm a flash in the pan, as so many of these guys are out there, you don't have people like Roman that's been with me for years, Amos even longer than that, and many others that are with me 10 plus years that are here, right? The Trip, I probably know for 14, 15 years now. Rick, about the same amount of time, right? So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're a little bit over. Sorry about that. So Amy put a couple of links in, right? Amy, put a link back in for Brandon's training again, please, because I know there was some mix-up with the comments in the very beginning. So she's going to drop that in. We'll leave the room open for a couple of minutes. So with that, make it a profitable day. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And remember, you're just one trade away. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an honor and a privilege. You have a great rest of your day. God bless. See you at the next one. Take care, folks. Ta-ta for now.